morning, everyone. Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It is 11:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. This is not financial advice. It's educational. Click the subscribe and the bell. Be notified of the videos when they come out, as well as thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up to recognize the video here, but also, more importantly, share the video with your friends and colleagues who are interested in Ethereum. Intraday updates are on that Twitter link below. In the event you are interested in intraday market moves, as well as any patterns/trends that I'm identifying personally that you might want to know about. In the meantime, Ethereum US dollar is still within this baby trend here, starting back. I wouldn't even really call it a baby anymore. This thing's grown. We're like teenager years in crypto talk, but right now, September 2021 at the end, all the way till now. So it's over a month and almost a half in the making, and we're continuing up this trend. We had a nice rally, and we're going to go into that in a second. Something I'm noticing that's interesting here, but we do still have floor of support of 45.16, and 5,000 is the top line of resistance currently. Now let's look over at ETH Bitcoin, because this one is pretty interesting in terms of its price action. Now we'll zoom out real quick just to remember the type of pattern we're looking at on the long-term basis, looking like a humongous giant flag pattern that has been going on all the way since the beginning of the flagpole, March of this year. This is over 6 months in the making. Now, what I'm anticipating here is that we will probably go a little sideways to up. And the reason is that I think Bitcoin has really kind of reversed its position. And in fact, I'm starting to see ETH also working in tandem with Bitcoin. Many altcoins got hit as a result of the Bitcoin spike. Let's go into that real quick. Yesterday, we thought we'd have a little bit of bearishness, and we certainly did because of this upward rising broadening wedge. Generally, they are bearish. We did start going bearish up until 8:30 today. If you could see my cursor and you could see the bottom timeline, at smack dab at 8:30 today, Bitcoin blew up. It went from 66,000. We were headed down, but we reversed. There was a macro reason for that. What happened? Inflation, consumer price index, those words result in inflation. When you see jumps of 6.2%, those are big jumps. It's the biggest one that we've had in 30 years. Now, when normally people use gold as a hedge to inflation, because gold typically maintains its value throughout periods of inflation. Well, that's what Bitcoin is these days. It is the inflation hedge. We have a more specific fixed supply of Bitcoin than we do of actual gold. I have no idea how much gold is still left on the ground, and I guarantee you no one else does. No matter how many ways and x-rays they can do and perform around the earth, there's no way to tell. But I do know how much exact amount of Bitcoin we have left in the world. So that's the nice thing about Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin has been acting like the new digital gold, 66,000 to 69,000 on the back of that report. Literally a 5% move in a New York minute. Now, going over to Bitcoin dominance, we saw this thing also rise dramatically because of a big pouring in of money and funds into Bitcoin. And it's a fear trade in terms of a fear of inflation trade, which means a lot of money gets pumped into Bitcoin. It's actually good for the crypto market. That type of fear trade is good for the crypto market. Not every type of fear trade is good for the crypto market. Now, looking a little further along, so Ethereum Bitcoin right here, as you can see, the interesting part about this is that Ethereum Bitcoin actually operated almost like Bitcoin. I mean, we did have a pretty big tank right around here. So if you look at the ETH Bitcoin, we went from 7,000 down to 7,100 to 7,000. It wasn't as bad as a lot of the other altcoins. So this thing kind of maintained its composure through that period. So it kind of felt pretty good. And Ethereum itself, if you look at the price action of Ethereum itself throughout that period, at 8:30 or so, this thing made a monster move. So I almost feel that Ethereum also is sort of looked at as somewhat of an inflation hedge. It's caught between being identified as an altcoin and a Bitcoin. But, you know, as they say right now, until it's classified as such, it's still an altcoin. But Ethereum may have its own category by itself at some point in the near future. Anyway, I'm out. Talk soon.